what's up, everybody? My name is Clyla Destiny, and this is my tomboy story.
What's up? Welcome to another episode of Tomboy Stories. This video series is all about females sharing how they are actively using the life skills sports taught them. In this episode, Clyla shares how her experiences playing so many different sports helped her build a mentality that's ready to take on any opponent. With the support of her family, Clyla learned how to work hard and how important it is to never give up. Stay tuned to hear Clyla's story, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
I remember my dad asking my dad if I could play basketball because I just saw how much attention my brothers were getting. And I think the name of the team was like the Tigers, if I remember correctly. That's probably my earliest sports memory, was playing on that team. And I believe we won a championship at one point, but this is the thing, I fouled out every game except for one my first season playing basketball. My dad will never let me forget it. And since then, I told myself defense is my thing. Like, I'm gonna learn how to play defense and play defense well. And defense became my thing. And my dad was always very active in my sports life. There was a time where I played so many different sports. Field hockey was the sport that kind of took me through my high school years. I ran track and went to the Junior Olympics for track when I was like 10 at one point in time. So did a lot of sports teams. I was on the swim team. My dad was always getting me to try something new, but field hockey became the sport that I really excelled in. And even at that time, my dad used to always be yelling from the stand, "Where's my defense at? Where's my defense at?" And so my team actually had shirts made that said, "Where's my defense at?" And on the back, it said, "We got your back." And so my dad's license plate said, "Where's my D?" Like, I was like, Dad, that can kind of be taken two ways, but we'll let it go. With how it is, we know your coach. Everybody in the town that I grew up in knew Coach Clyde. My dad plays basketball. You know what I'm saying? And he could coach football here and there, and he played baseball. But he would take me out, get another field hockey stick, like he knew what he was doing, and would have me doing these drills, just me and him one-on-one on a Saturday morning, to help me get better. He didn't know what he was doing, but he knew that in order for me to be the best and for me to excel at what it is that I wanted to excel at, that I would have to be better and I'd have to put more time in than everybody else, you know? And some of these girls had been playing this sport since they were a lot younger than me. I started playing when I was in my, I think, 8th grade, middle school, going into high school. And that came with a lot of upsets in the beginning. You know, you want to make varsity, you want to do these things, you want to whatever. But like I said, these girls have been playing since they were like 4. You know, my dad didn't know what field hockey was until I came home, said I wanted to play it, you know? So yeah, that was definitely, that was what pushed me to know that it doesn't matter where I start. It doesn't matter where I start. You could start 10 years ahead of me. I'm gonna catch up. That's just that. And that was the mentality that came with that. It was like, I'm gonna catch up, and I've always been the person who had to work harder than everybody else. I chose not to play sports in college for many reasons, but field hockey was the one sport that I did end up getting scholarships to play in college. And I tell people all the time, if you saw how hard I had to work, you wouldn't think I was good at all. You wouldn't think I was good. You see all my mistakes, all my mess ups, all my frustrations, all my tears, all of it, and be like, you wouldn't think I was good if you had to see my process. If you had real insight into the process, you probably wouldn't be like, ooh, that's messy. Being a tomboy, in a sense, really gave me an assertiveness. It allows me to show up in a room with confidence, to have empathy for other people. It has created a mind-body awareness. Like, I know when things are not right in my body just because of being an athlete all these years. There's tons of, I could keep going on and on about all the beautiful things that being an athlete has taught me for life. So I think being a lifelong athlete, even in my acting and my singing and my dance, like these are athletic things that I take from playing basketball, from field hockey, from track, from y'all know I played almost every, so I did volleyball, I did swim team, but my dad had me doing everything. I tried everything. I did swim team for one season, and my mom was like, we ain't doing, girl, you black, we ain't finna be doing your hair. My mom was like, you good, we not doing this. This is one, but I wasn't allowed to quit. I was never allowed to quit anything. My parents always made me complete the full season. If I didn't want to do it again after that, then fine. But I always had to complete the season. We, like, my mom, that was more my mom's thing, was like, we're not quitters. We don't quit. I think the work ethic for me was what I've taken away and been able to apply to my artistic expression as well. Just this past year, I was going through so much, and I almost felt like, yo, I had to really say to myself, yo, Clyla, where's your fight? Like, what happened? You down, but like, I know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I had to be like, where's my defense at? Like, okay, it's coming at you, but where's my defense at? You know, like, life was beating me up, and I was in a place of real defeat for a while. And I think many people were, with COVID, with everything, just having to confront ourselves in ways we probably never had to before. But I really had to tell myself and get myself back in that mentality that was just like, yo, we don't quit. We don't do that. No. I think young girls should play sports. I think that we shouldn't shy away from having our daughters do things that build their bodies and give them strength. Being strong is sexy. Okay, I know a lot of people may look at it as it's not, but being strong is sexy. It gives you, it makes you feel good about yourself. Even having that discipline now as an adult, where I got friends who don't like to work out, but I'd be like, girl, I'm going to the gym, not because I want to look a certain way half the time. It's because the way it makes me feel, what it does for my mental, for me to push my body past what I physically think it can do. And it just gives me a sense of like ownership in my own skin, That's it, really.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Tomboy Stories. I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell so you'll be the first one to hear the next story.